What is good, everybody? How y'all doing, man? We are back today, and before the game starts, I want to just give my take on what I believe both teams need to do come game three, which is in a couple of hours. I was rewatching game two, and I saw a bunch of things that alarmed me, mainly from the Indiana Pacers side. Obviously, when a team wins, normally it's the other team that is going to have to make most of the adjustments. So, without further ado, let me share my screen real quick, give you all some nuggets on some statistics, and then I can give my take on exactly what I think the Pacers could do game three to help them win the game. So, without further ado, let me share my screen, make myself a bit smaller. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Move the microphone a little bit. Okay, so as y'all can see, the stat sheet from game two, we have not all that well for Indiana. Not all that well. Let's move this a little bit more. I think that's good. Is that good? Yeah, that's good. Okay, so Indiana only scoring 107 to OKC's 123. Um, 14 for 40 from the 3 point line. Tyrese Halliburton didn't really get it going until the fourth quarter. He finished with 17 points. But we all know, if all you people watch the games from start to finish, you know that Halliburton didn't really have much of an effect until the very end when the game was already out of hand. Nemhard, only 11 points. Miles Turner, he actually had a pretty good game for his role for 16. Siakam, not all that well, 3 for 11. Aaron Naismith, 14 points. Benedict Mathurin, 14. Toppin didn't do much. Bryant didn't do much. McConnell was okay. He was decent, but didn't really help them at all. While OKC, Shea was a magician. He had 8 assists. He had 34 points on 11 for 21 from the field. They had 5 threes from Aaron Wiggins, 62% from the 3 point line. Alex Caruso hit 4. They had a lot of contribution from different people, including Chet Holmgren as well, who was 6 for 11, scored 15 points. Their defense was outstanding. Their offense, they were able to generate enough threes. They were 14 for 36 from three, which is 38.9%. You add that up to 39%, which is tremendous. They shot the ball a lot more efficiently, and they made an adjustment that I picked up on from game one, was the fact that Indiana was selling out the middle, giving OKC the opportunity to effectively pass the ball to the wing, pass the ball to the corner for open looks. And this game, they did that. Indiana was doing a lot of drop coverage, and Shea was just picking them apart. I wish I can show footage, but you know how YouTube is. They're very sensitive when it comes to that type of stuff. They'll copyright it. So I'm just gonna give you all what I've just word of mouth. For me, Indiana, they made the mistake of going to that drop coverage and selling out the middle of the court, because what they ended up doing is allowing open looks from three, and eventually Shea was able to split the drop coverage. So not only were you all giving up wide open corner shots, wide open shots from the wing, Shea was also picking you apart as well by splitting the defense. So I think with Indiana, they have to really figure out how they want to defend Shea going forward, because it's simple. It's very simple. He knows exactly what you want to do, and he is going to try to get his teammates involved as much as possible. And when Shea isn't just tunnel vision, I'm looking to score every single time, and he's willing to get his other teammates involved, that's when the Thunder are unbeatable. Pacers have to make a decision on, okay, are we going to how are we going to guard Shea? Are we just going to say, you know what, back to game one, no help defense at all, just one on one, we'll just let Shea beat us and not allow anybody else? Or are they going to go back to this drop coverage? I think they need to just throw that coverage out the window and try something else. Maybe switching. Maybe switching with Shea is the answer, because the drop coverage, he's just going to keep splitting the pick and roll, or he's going to dish it out to one of his guys in the corner or in the wing. I would probably do switching with Shea, or I would go maybe a trap, because they're doing a lot of another thing. They're doing a lot of high screen and roll, which is giving Shea a lot of momentum. He can utilize his speed a lot more to split the defense, to get by guys. And that was another thing. Shea, because they're doing drop coverage, Shea would pretend like he's gonna go through the screen, but in fact he just wants to uh, go around the primary defender that's guarding him. So the primary defender will think he's going to the screen, but really he wants to go to the right side of the court. And he did that a couple of times, and it worked, because guess what? The person that's protecting the paint is going to be Aaron Naismith or a guard. Shea, he's not worried about Aaron Naismith or any guard. He's 6'6". He's worried about Miles Turner. He's worried about a big protecting the paint. Those guys aren't big, so what is he going to do? He's going to try to drive to the basket every single time, and it's going to work. This game, Indiana can't let that happen. Indiana can't let Shea pick him apart in the pick and roll and also be able to facilitate like he did. You have to make Shea Gilgis a one-dimensional player. You have to make him just a scorer. If you can make him just a scorer, that will allow your defense to effectively not have to worry about anybody else but Shea. And as we've seen, going back to the stats, let's go back to the stats again. But Jalen Williams is still not playing all that well. 5 for 14 from the field. Yeah, he had 19 points, but the efficiency just isn't there. 1 for 5 from three. Yeah, he got to the free throw line 8 for 9, which is good. But ultimately, his scoring output at the efficiency rate that he's putting it at is just not conducive for them to win. So if I'm Indiana, Jalen Williams isn't playing well. We have to capitalize on the fact that their number two guy, as of this moment, the first two games, has been struggling to put up efficient points against our defense. Because that is the reality of the situation, we have to construct a defense that can play into that weakness for OKC. Can they do that? I believe they can. I believe game three, they're going to come and put a defensive game plan that is going to exploit the fact that OKC doesn't have another go-to guy besides Shea. As good as Chet was good in the first half offensively, but he kind of quieted it down towards the third and fourth quarter. He was playing more good defense, but I don't expect Aaron Wiggins to go 6 for 11, 5 for 8 from three. I don't think Alex Caruso is going to go 4 for 8 from three. If they change their pick and roll coverage and stop selling out the middle all the time, if they can do that, I believe Indiana has a chance. But then also, on the other hand, for Indiana as well, we have to look at Tyrese Halliburton. 3 for 8 from the field, 3 for 8 from three, 7 for 11, but it was already too late when he started to get it going. Tyrese Halliburton has to be more aggressive. They're not going to win unless Tyrese Halliburton is more aggressive offensively, or at least putting the defense on their heels. I think what Indiana needs to do, they need to get Tyrese Halliburton on his dominant hand and on the dominant side of the court that he likes to go through. Because it seems like maybe I'm reaching a little bit. Maybe I haven't watched a whole lot of Tyrese Halliburton, but just watching the film that I've seen, it doesn't seem like he's comfortable driving on the left side of the court because he never. Because what I've watched Tyrese Halliburton, he seems like he's really good on those right-handed floaters, but he never utilizes his left hand when he's trying to do a floater, especially on the left side of the court. So I'm wondering maybe this game they should try to really emphasize doing pick and rolls to get Halliburton on his dominant hand and getting driving lanes on the right side of the court so that when they're doing the drop coverage, which they were doing a lot in game 3, he can pick that apart. So I think with Indiana, they have to figure out a way to get Halliburton going offensively. And I think him and Turner are that 1-2 punch of Turner and Halliburton, that pick and roll. OKC was having a hard time trying to defend that. So I think they need to lean on that a lot more in game 3. Turner and Halliburton, try to get Turner some open looks in the pick and pop scenario, pick and roll, pick and pop scenario. Turner coming off the screen, getting open mid-range shots, or Turner coming off the screen, getting open three-point looks. Because he was getting a lot of good looks in game 3. They just didn't go to that early. I think they need to go to that a lot earlier next time. And then figure out a way to get some post touches for Siakam as well. Because Siakam, 3 for 11 for the field. That he was trying to fight for position, but I think that they went away from it too early, in my opinion. I think they need to really be more aggressive in trying to get Pascal Siakam open looks in the post area, trying to get mismatches against a Shai Gilgeous or a Cason Wallace. If they can do that, I think the offense will flow really well. Indiana, they can win this game most definitely. I just think that the reason why I still have the Thunder winning the series ultimately is because just going off of the film I saw from game 2, they have a tough time of creating shots for themselves. They don't have a whole lot of shot creators, and when they do drop coverage, when OKC does drop coverage, there's not a whole bunch of guys that can just pick apart that drop coverage. Nemhard, he seems like he's struggling when he's doing pick and roll, and they have a Hartenstein, they have Chet being the big doing the drop, who's the drop man. It seems like he has a hard time trying to create for himself, create separation for that mid-range shot. And Halliburton as well. I just think ultimately, because that is the case, I think they can get one more game, but after that, I think that's it. Because it's going to be very hard for them to really generate more points than that. But this game, if they can do a lot of the things that I just said, which is more pick and roll with Miles Turner and Tyrese Halliburton, more post touches with Siakam, we need to limit the amount of dribbles. It's too much over dribbling. You cannot over dribble with this team, with OKC. The perimeter defense is fantastic. Their weakness is the guards you can exploit in the post. You can exploit Cason Wallace in the post. You can exploit Shai Gilgeous in the post. But when you're over dribbling, when you're trying to dominate the basketball, thinking that you can just dribble your way to an open look, that's not going to work. You have to dominate from the post. You have to dominate in the pick and roll game between Tyrese Halliburton and Miles Turner. And I also want to see more two-man game between Siakam and Tyrese Halliburton. They tried a little bit and it didn't really work, but I would love for them to try even more to see how it can go, because those are your two best players. You have to at least try to figure out something, because Siakam, he can shoot, he can score from mid-range, he can score from 3, and obviously Halliburton can score from the 3 as well. So you have to try something. Don't just give up when OKC's defense is keen on you. You have to come up with something. I think Rick Carlisle will do something. He'll come up with a great game plan that will exploit whatever defense that the Thunder are doing. This game, I think I have the Pacers this game. I've heard something about OKC not being great in game 3s. I believe the Pacers get game 3. I believe they will make the necessary adjustments to come up on top. And that's really all I have for right now. Also, let me see. Turnovers. Let me see here. How many turnovers did they had? 15 turnovers. That's another thing. Indiana, they have to limit the turnovers. How many OKC had? They had where's the turnovers? They had 13. Okay. But yeah, they have to limit the turnovers, man. There's too many turnovers. Too many ill-advised passes. They have to limit the turnovers. Let me look at the what else? Points 14, 15. Steals 9 to 10. Assists 27, 25. Free throws 33 to 26. Okay. They have the same shot attempts. It's interesting. Points conceded. Interesting part about this all is they have close to the same amount of turnovers. Points conceded is close to the same. Fast break points 9-4. Indiana actually had more fast break points than OKC. Indiana committed more fouls. OKC made more free throws, shot more free throws. That's a big deal. What else? Oh, OKC had more rebounds as well. So yeah, man. That's really all I have to say on that matter. The adjustments that they have to make, and we'll see. I'll be going live later, and I'll be react to the game as it's going on, and y'all can tune in if you want. Thank you guys for watching. This was a little live stream, not too long, about 20 minutes. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.